Alright guys, we hit 500 subscribers. The feature patch is coming soon, maybe? And apparently there might be an expansion in 2015 for Guild Wars 2. Is that true? I don't know. Stay tuned while I quickly go and grab the theme music because I forgot to do that. That's okay, Bromms. You can laugh it up while I find this real quick.
I will. Ha 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 ha. That's how I laugh.
Yeah. Keep laughing because I'm totally.
Ha 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 ha.
It's around here somewhere.
Yeah.
I promise, guys.
I'm trying to think of somebody's name from a movie, but I can't think of it.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. I get that.
So wait, they're saying awkward silence. Can you guys hear anything?
No, I think it's because the stream thing is up. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but they're saying that there's awkward silence, which means I don't know if they're. Can you guys hear me at all?
Yes, they can hear us.
They can. Okay, cool.
We're just...
Well, it's not awkward silence if I'm laughing during it.
It's true.
Then it's non-awkward.
We're gonna get there. We'll get there, folks.
Yeah.
There we go. Got it. Got it, guys.
There you go.
It's not silence if we're talking.
Right?
A very different definition of what silence is. Alright, there it is. So, hello everyone, and welcome to episode number 87 of the Chronicles of Tyria podcast, a Guild Wars 2 podcast for fans, by fans. On this week's episode, Bromms did not come up with a clever one-liner here for me to say, and I blame him.
You can say we got 500.
Yes, that's the big thing. For about a week, it's sitting at 499 subscribers. I was like going crazy. Like, do I make up a fake YouTube account and just click that one? I don't know. Yeah,
Can't do that. It's got to be reals for realsies.
That's right. Yeah, I figured out how to do marquee scrolling things in here. I wanted to do that last week with spoilers. Couldn't figure it out.
It's pretty
But
awesome.
I'm learning, folks. This because they keep changing my streaming software every week, so I have to relearn it. So, podcast technically starts at 7:30. You guys just don't know that.
No.
But anyway, yeah. So 500 subscribers. We actually broke past that. I think we're at like 507 now, so that's awesome. And we're gonna be doing some giveaways in a little bit. We haven't actually figured out how we're gonna go about doing the giveaway. But we have stuff that you will want. So
No, we know. We're just not gonna tell anybody how. They gotta figure it out themselves.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Alright, well, real quick, if you are listening on iTunes, now that I know how to release things on iTunes, and you want to watch us live, come check us out Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, I guess it's Eastern Daylight Time now, twitch.tv/Chronicles of Tyria. But yeah, I actually, it's not a meme to be brought by, but I was looking for memes, and I found a lot of really funny ones from like prior to launch that were like talking about how like, oh man, Swodar's coming out. What are you gonna do, Guild Wars 2? And then goes free to play, and all these weird things from beta announcements. And I don't know. I was just looking through old memes, and I found this one, and I laughed probably harder than I should have at this. But this is some Guild Wars 2 concept art from before the game came out.
Oh, God.
So yeah. So that's this is the meme, if you will. Dude, what do you mean you can't find the frisbee? So yeah, that was my reaction. That was exactly my reaction when I saw that.
That is genius.
Right?
That's hilarious.
Oh
Oh my God.
So yeah, I laughed a little bit harder than I probably should have at that. So I said,
No,
that's gotta
that's
be
brilliant.
today's meme. I guess it's technically not a meme, or whatever. It works.
It's a meme. It's good enough.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Did you have any shoutouts?
No. Not really. No.
Okay. Yeah, me either. I haven't really been in game too much because, like we talked about, I think it was last week or the week before, where the new patches only take like a day, a couple hours to complete. So I managed to finish the patch, Wednesday night, something like that. And since I did that, I didn't really mind too much not playing. There's been a lot of other games, consoles and the like that have released recently. Dark Souls, Titanfall, South Park Stick of Truth, which is absolutely hilarious, but if you have any kind of offenses to anything, do not play that game. It is a 15-hour episode of South Park. Hilarious, but several of the scenes were banned in other countries. So,
Wow.
yeah, 7 of them to be exact. So anyway, I don't have any shoutouts either, but I guess I have can you shout out to an inanimate? Can you shout out to an idea? I'm gonna shout out
You can shout out to whatever you want, man. It's your show.
All right, well then I'm gonna shout out to our comic contest. I'm gonna post the link in the description of the video. I'm gonna post the link in the chat again. There you go. We have just under a week now, folks, for you to submit some text, some pictures, hand-drawn things, in-game images, whatever, even if it's just a written description of what your character looks like or your theorized character. I cleaned my glasses and I just made them worse. Whatever your character... I'm sorry. This is how you can tell I don't actually wear glasses. But anyway, yeah, please send us your submissions. We're still accepting submissions for Char, Human, and Asura characters. We would love to get your submissions so that we can go through these. We're going to take about a week to go through everything, and then we will announce the winners, and you'll be getting a portrait drawn of your character by our artist Son, as well as your character being used in our webcomic going forward, which, again, is releasing every Wednesday. So, a new one just went up yesterday. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out.
There's what, 4 up right now?
Yes, there are.
3? 4?
4. Yep, 4 episodes up. New one coming every Wednesday. We got stuff planned ahead, and we want to get the other 3 characters so we can round out the comic and actually progress the story. Because there's going to be, obviously it's a webcomic, so there's going to be gags left and right. But we're also planning on telling a loosely fitting story of the party as they travel.
Is it going to be a living story?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Okay.
We're still trying to figure out what timeline we want to set it in before all the stuff that's happened, after comically time travel between the both. I don't know. But anyway, I linked it in the description, so please, even if like I said, if it's just a written description of your character, we have a fantastic artist, and she will mock up what the character looks like, and we'll, if you win, we'll be in discussions so that we're all kind of on the same page about design, and then, then it's ours forever. to do with what we will. Anyway, so we got some mail, and for those of you who may recognize the name Tori G, you know what that means. That means wall of text inbound. So here goes. Hello again. Hopefully I won't. Never mind, it's going to be another wall. I'm not 100% sure where my stance is on the whole look for lore versus cram lore / details down our throats with no choice about it debate. But that's where the where did the miasma go falls. I was lucky enough to have some time before this patch to go and explore the idle dialogues at the refugee camps in Lornar's Bloodtide and Gandaren, and there is a lot of it. Like, a lot. In Lornar's refugee camp, there's a rather long conversation between two Priory members discussing the miasma, its purpose, if a cure is possible, and to document eyewitnesses of the events of the Priory's records. A lot of really cool Priory-centric dialogue is there, but one point specifically mentions a missive from the Hylek, who have found that the miasma will degrade and dissipate harmlessly in time, that light doses are not fatal, and eventually it will thin out or blow away if the current winds change. This news makes the Priory sound hopeful. Again, the actual learn about this plot hole filler, you need to spend time in the different camps listening to NPCs on a rather long conversation loops. Is that more or less desirable? Desirable. Spelling is kind of screwy. Less desirable than sitting through 10 conversations on the beach that you're forced through, or long interactive investigations. Should story be required or optional? How likely is it that people will miss story they want when it's tucked away in one place and will eventually, and while all essential services are in another place entirely? I am sure more people have experienced the Helotron dialogue than the miasma dialogue. I think I lean more towards the look for the lore camp. That way people who don't care don't have to, and it feels like its own kind of reward when you find it. But only so far, the text is kind of screwy. Sorry. But only so far there are some things that everyone needs to see. Best case scenario is that it's all documented on the wiki or somehow integrated into the atlas, so at least the dialogue still exists somewhere. Damn it, another wall. Sorry, guys.
We love your walls.
There goes my dog barking.
I kind of fall into the same camp, like the look for lore. Like there are definitely some things that you have to kind of give to everybody and spoon feed it, but I like that you can go out and actually find out what's going on in your own time. Like that's something that I've done on the last couple of patches, and it makes it more interesting. So like to me, it actually gives me more playtime. But I feel like the people that aren't going to go out and look for the lore probably don't care about it anyway. So
right.
I don't know.
Fair
what
enough.
do you think?
Yeah, it's just, I like the search for lore, but to me, honestly, I'd rather have search for something that opens up a wall of text that I can read than have to stand around through conversation loops that could happen, if there's a bug in the loop. Or, I might have to stand there for 15 minutes to listen to characters have a conversation. Now, if I'm going to be in that exact spot for 15 minutes to deal with something, kind of like, when I was going through and searching after the Kessex Hills thing, I was there looking at what I could buy for the toxic spores and stuff. So I heard the dialogue just because I happened to be there. But, I pop out of, Lornar into Lornar's or Gandaren or wherever I was going, and then I would be like, okay, well, I'm going to go sell my stuff. I'm just going to wait 15 minutes and go back in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather have a book that I could double click to open to read text, kind of like Scarlet's Diary was, something like that, rather than having to wait for people to have a conversation if they'll have that conversation.
Tully brings up a good point. He says the only thing I don't like is them posting huge lore stories on Facebook instead of implementing that stuff in the game. Which I completely... Everything that's lore-related, I think, should be in the game in some measure. Like, even if they post it on the internet, there should also be a way to see that in-game, I think. But, I don't know.
Yeah, have you seen the... I think I know what he's referencing. Have you seen, like, their Flickr photo stream has, like, these in-depth, like, epic tales about characters that are taking, like, place in the fight for Lion's Arch? Have you seen that at all?
No.
Yeah, Arena has... I think it's a Flickr. And you can
Why?
Go, yeah. Why add another social media?
I know.
But I could probably find it if I went to look real quick, or if somebody could link it in this, the chat, that would be fantastic. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's weird. It's like telling this tale of like these epic people fighting and sometimes dying for Lion's Arch and stuff like that. But they're really long stories, and I'm like, you had your own website where you were posting these lore stories, and you stopped doing that. Now all of a sudden you start posting them on Flickr and then linking them on Facebook. Can we just?
Yeah, that does seem like a weird decision.
Yeah. This is Tully's mentioning it here, especially when they post the real fun stuff about the Lion's Arch 14th squad. Yeah, it's a whole like big squad of the Lion Guard. It's a Okay, they posted it on Flickr and Facebook, but they described the battle and what and it would be so fun if that was a meta event in LA. Yes, it would be.
Yeah.
Or again, if this like after this epilogue that's coming next week, we got to read about it in game rather than have to find it on social media somewhere. That I highly doubt that a lot of people that are playing MMOs are not in social media in any way, in some form, but still.
Yeah, I guess. Well, like I hadn't seen that, and I subscribed to Guild Wars 2's Facebook. I just don't go to Facebook all the time. I definitely don't go there every day. So if I miss it, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I just have to go to Facebook every day in order to catch up on that, and it's kind of silly when I've been following it all in game the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't. I maybe it works out best for most people. I don't know, but it doesn't work out the best for me.
Yeah, Tully actually just linked it in the chat right there, so that's pretty,
okay. Awesome.
That's interesting, and I will link that in the description of the video when it goes up.
Cool.
All right, did you want to read the next one?
Yes, because we know how to pronounce his name now. I think.
Yeah.
But I hope I get it right, but it might still be wrong. I think it's Soya, which is the one that we always pronounce like Xiaoya.
Yeah.
But yes. Okay, so Soya says, "Great job, guys. Keep regularly on schedule and people will come. You'll see." That's the plan.
Yeah.
Also, nice touch on the Ghostbuster stream. Don't cross them, though. Yes,
it's true.
She also says, by the way, you guys haven't updated the CoTPodcast.com.
I did that, though. That's done.
But it is now, so that doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And she also says, also my avatar name is pronounced Soya, or Soya. But I think it's Soya. We're going to go Soya.
Nah, it looks like Soya.
If I'm wrong, tell me, and I'll fix it again.
And then we also had a comment from Esteban Ramirez, who says, "Hello. How does one go about joining y'all's guild and all?" You can go to cotforums.com, and there is at the top there's an application thread. First read through the rules that are there, and then fill out the little application thing, and then someone will shoot you an invite in the game.
Yes.
But yeah. So, all right. Do we...
Real quick, there's... Everyone in chat is still talking about the social media thing. Son brings up a good point. She says that she loathes the dependence on social media because how are new players supposed to be able to find that stuff after it's gone?
True.
Yeah, which is a good point. Like, there are wikis and stuff that hold on to that information, but I just feel like as a new player, you're not going to know that unless you really go searching for it. But if there was a little NPC in the game that was like, "I'll tell you all the lore stuff that we've ever done," then you could just click on that, and it'd be, Anyway,
that's what I would do.
Now that we have taken this dead horse and properly beaten it into the ground.
I should also mention, because I was just thinking about this, and I don't know what made me think about that. Someone mentioned, the thing mentioned the Helotron. Tori mentioned the Helotron dialogue. Did you know, I've mentioned before that like Mordremoth and Scarlet and all those characters have their own Twitter accounts that apparently we know are not official by ArenaNet, but there is information leaked to those accounts. There's one called Tweetotron. So Helotron, Javatron, he has his own Twitter account, so you can go check out Tweetotron. Also, Penelope and Bloomaloo, the two Quaggins, I think they also have their own Twitters as well.
Jeez, goodness gracious.
Yeah, so there's a lot. So, do you want to do the giveaway now, or should we wait?
Let's do one now.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you come up with the criteria in which to give it away. Because I trust you that much.
That's
Nobody.
not good. I can't actually see all of the people that are watching right now, which is weird. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
14.
I can see most of them.
Looks like 14
Yeah,
people.
well, there's only 12 in the list, which is weird.
Yeah.
All right. I tell you what, why don't you go on to the next point, and I'll think of a great way to give away some cool stuff.
Okay, that sounds excellent. Number 1, folks, on my list of things to talk about today is, if it's a little bit late to be saying it, but if you haven't gotten rid of any of your blade shards, do not get rid of them. Because they will be useful for something in the future. What exactly? Maybe the ready up tomorrow will tell us a little bit. Who knows? I just linked it there in the chat. You can definitely go check that out. Yeah, but basically the article says do not get rid of your blade shards. They'll be turned into something useful in the near future. So, hang on to your blade shards. Next up on my list here.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
Okay. All right, so I've got a 10-sided dice. So it only goes from 1 to 10. So don't go higher than 10. I'm going to roll it, and the first person that comes up with a number on the top is going to win something. So
actually, that person is going to win. Why don't you pick something?
Oh crap! I dropped it. A Tybalt backpack. Why not?
Okay. All right. Tybalt backpack.
All right.
So we're waiting on numbers in the chat.
I gotta wait for the stream to catch up.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I don't want to get sued by Jeopardy.
Yeah. Cut that there. That's enough. I think Alex will be a little more lenient, but
yeah. So like nothing's going on.
Yeah,
that's weird.
It's kind of weird.
All right, cool. Well, I guess we can just move on to the next point, since no one is typing numbers. And apparently
hey, there's one. There we go. They must have just caught up. Should probably do a 20-sided die, don't you think?
All I've got is our 10-sided die because that's what I use for gaming now.
What are you playing?
Anima. He uses 2 10-sided die.
I have to have.
Jolie got it. Look, can you see that? I can't because of the stream. It was a 5. So
you know
there
what?
You go.
I got a giant foam.
14. Jolie, don't win anymore. Typed in 14.
All right, I got a big foam D20. I'm gonna go grab that. That way we can give a little more variety. I'll be right back.
This sounds good.
Okay, you keep going.
Right. Well. Okay. Oh, you won a Tybalt backpack skin, Joel. So congratulations. Right. Are you back? No, you're not. What?
Okay.
I can't. Oh, okay.
There's
like a 20-second chat delay. So
that's weird.
It's gonna be interesting.
I don't know why. I don't think I set. I think you can set a chat lag in my stream, but I don't think I did. Anyway, next up on the list is some photos from.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Oh well, we have differing opinions on this, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, we do actually, and I'm curious to see what other people think.
This is
anybody who agrees with me is good. No, I'm just kidding.
This is a link to some images from the Chinese beta, as we know that's going on, and it shows a lot of different, very, very different from what we're used to in Guild Wars 2, ways and leveling and ways of unlocking different things. I'm very curious what people have to say about this, because I would love to know. Because if you go and you click through these pictures, there's a lot of weird things. Like, they don't unlock. We already know that they don't unlock weapon skills till certain levels, and we also knew that they don't unlock downstate till I think level 9, something like that. They also we find out they have weekly achievements, which is interesting, separate from monthly achievements. Their dailies get them loot bags. Did I see that correctly?
I think their leveling gives them loot bags.
Oh, that's what it is. It's leveling gives them loot bags. But yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. But like, you don't unlock personal story till, is it 15, something like that?
Personal story is
10.
not in the list here.
Rewards at level 10. You unlock your 5th weapon skill. You unlock personal story. You unlock vistas at a certain level. Like when you go into a map, there are no vistas. So you unlock after map, exploration and stuff like that.
Same thing with jumping puzzles don't show up, but
yep.
Yeah, vistas don't show up. It's almost like the map is blank when you first walk into it. It's weird.
Yeah, I personally, I feel like it's hard for people to figure this out now because we've already had it one way and that's just how it's been. But I figure that if we'd had this from the beginning, the game would be, nobody would have any problems with it because, well, not nobody wouldn't have any problems with it, but it wouldn't be as big of a shift because we would have had it this way from the beginning. I personally think it would extend the life of the game because you'd be playing and running around, you hit level 10 and then all of a sudden you unlock personal story. And if you had to level, my thoughts are anyway, if you had to level a character to level 10, it would take you a lot longer to experience the different paths of all the different races and then all the different paths within that race's decision. So you may spend more time playing the personal story.
But why don't you just do that as a choice if you want to do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I guess like looking at some of these other things, like getting traits at level 20 is kind of a silly thing. But like weapon swap into level 27, that's awful. You can't use the trading post until 17. You can't join a guild until 16. Like, I think it would ruin the game right now if you couldn't join a guild until you were level 16. Well, because think of all your alts. Well, I guess you can switch over, but I don't know if it actually works to switch or how that works with the guild thing. But like the trading post until 17 is awful.
Yeah, that one I don't necessarily agree with, and the joining guilds at 16 I don't necessarily agree with. But I think gating some of the content wouldn't be the worst thing. Like I said, I realize that it's pretty much just to make this more of a grind fest, to gate content for the sake of getting content to extend the length of the game.
I heard too that it's an attempt to stop some of the farming problems.
Well, I mean,
that's why you can't use the trading post until 17 is because that way you're not having a bunch of level 2 alts running around farming stuff, like bots, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it won't, and just in case you're wondering, it won't actually impact our playing of the game. Because they're on a separate set of servers. So, it's just interesting to see how different it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think possibly gating some content. I don't think gating the looking for group tool or guilds makes any sense because those allow you to play the game, and it's an MMO and it's called Guild Wars. So you have to level to 16 to join a guild. I don't know.
Yeah, not using Asura gates until 18 is also really silly. It reminds me of back in World of Warcraft when it first came out anyway. If you wanted to join up with someone that was of a different race than you had to run for like hours, depending on what your race was. Some of them were close together. Some of them you had to run through like high-level zones to even get to where you could play with your friends. That's not fun at all. It's just, it's silly. So I feel like in this game it would be kind of the same thing. Like if you're an Asura and a Sylvari, you might be okay. But if you're an Asura and you want to go play with a Char person, you've got to run through like 10 zones to even get over there. It's silly.
All right, I guess I could give you that. That makes sense. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I personally think, I don't know if Noah surrogates, but I like the concept of having to run from place to place.
I do in certain cases, but not to join up with my friends. Like if they had Noah surrogates, but you could pick where you started, that would be a little more acceptable. Because then I could say like, okay guys, we're all going to start as different races, but we're going to start in the same city so we can play together. Because, like, I get that there's a certain amount of interaction with the world that you want to have, but I also want to play with people I want to play with. So, like, there's got to be a good balance between those two things, I guess. I don't know.
No, I get it. Well, again, we don't have to worry about it, but it's just something interesting to see how different it's going to be. Alright, so the next big thing, we've mentioned it before, and we'd heard about it, is this ever-present feature patch, right? It's supposed to be coming out for the game.
Yes.
Not next week, not in the following week, and we weren't sure, but essentially, it's going to be not, and it says it will not be in June. Whether that means it could be before June, or it will have to be after June, I don't know.
So if it gets to the end of May and no feature patch, you know it's going to be at least until July.
It's going to be at least July.
Yeah.
But basically, Colin Johansson says, we'll go into more detail soon, just to reiterate so it's clear, the next round of major features will be bundled together into a large feature-only release that will come after the first season of Living World 2014 has finished. A feature release is not an expansion, it's a release focused on game features. Examples of game features we've done in the past would be guild missions, account achievement systems, spectator mode, new PvP maps, daily world boss chests, removing culling and giving visibility options, the world v world experience system, etc. So that kind of stuff. This is going to be a feature-only patch involving, to the degree of what was just mentioned. Now, there was some developer comments on this, people asking, is it good? One comment said,
good.
what that was posted in is, will the feature patch be good on the forums? That was the post.
Why? What?
Guild Wars 2 forums, man. Guild Wars 2 forums.
No, it's not going to be good. You guys should probably go play something else, actually. Yeah, we're going to make it so you don't get any new items. We're going to call it a feature, though. It's going to be awesome.
Hey, man.
So, is it gonna be good?
Comments to that were received from developers, from the devs on this was, yes, 15 times. You know it's a good update when after playing internally, you go home to play the older game on live and wish you were back at the office. Will it have every feature you guys want? No. No patch ever will. It's still an awesome patch for the entire game. This build is so fun, it should certainly shake things up a bit. Crazy changes are crazy. Hashtag Ellepocalypse. Let the elements guide you.
Ellepocalypse.
Yep. It's not really going to be like that. Everything's getting crazy new stuff. I'm just personally overly hyped about the Ellie changes. Honestly, I see every class being in a pretty good spot. It's hard to tell what is going to come out of the build, hence why we're keeping balance changes to a minimum. Also, they've mentioned, Ali Murdoch, who was commenting a lot on this, mentioned there's a Ready Up stream tomorrow. So tune into the Ready Up, as they may drop some hints about what kind of stuff to expect in the feature patch. So tune in for that tomorrow.
Joel said in the chat that she wants more guild missions, and we need more guild missions, definitely. Like, the ones that we have now have been so played. I mean, there's a good amount of different bounties and different missions and stuff, but we've just done them all at this point because we do guild missions every week. So it'd really be nice to get some new stuff, new modes even, or just something to kind of spice up what we're doing already.
Yeah. I mean, guild halls are the big one everybody's hoping for. I doubt that's gonna come. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
It's possible. Unlikely, I would say, but possible. A lot of people are talking about maybe guild airships with this whole, sky pirates coming in and all that stuff. What do you think about that?
Airships?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would depend on how they did them, of course, but it could be cool. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It would depend.
Okay.
That's my very non-committal answer.
Thanks for that. All right, it's time to do another giveaway. Let's give something else away. I saw Naveen was in the chat there. She commented and said, "You should really get this app for Google Chrome that lets you do giveaways in Twitch." And I downloaded it, but I don't have time to search through all my extensions and figure out where it is and how to work it. I've been trying. That's why you notice I've been kind of distracted, like looking over here, because that's where my Twitch is. Trying to get that going during the show. But for the now time here we go. Low tech. This is a big foam. This is a big foam D20. So what do we want to give away here?
Let's give away a Flame and Frost die.
Okay.
I'm not going to say which one.
Oh, it's on my dashboard, though, she says. I'm trying to get it, but it's not working. That's awesome. Anyway, so, here we go. This is how we're doing it. I should mention, pick a number between 1 and 20 in the chat. First person to get this number will win. I should probably go back so I can read the chat.
I got it. I'm on it.
Okay. Got the number right here. Now we wait for like 20 seconds.
Yeah. And now we wait for numbers to appear in the chat. Can you win more than once is a good question.
That is a great question.
Let's say sure.
Okay, let's say sure.
Right.
Nobody's gotten it yet. Boom, Tully. Big old
Nice.
7. There it is, right there. It's hard to look because this is a, that's a 20-sided die. Tully gets it.
Sweet.
Congrats, Tully. I really wish I could figure out this dashboard streamy thingy. Alright, let's keep going. And I'm going to try to do this.
How about this? I've got a good question. This will be for a Cheetah Char backpack skin. Oh crap, I can't do that because 2 of the people that are part of it are in the chat. Never mind. That would be silly. I was going to ask a Let's Lore question, but it wouldn't be fair because 2 of our fellow Let's Lorers are listening and they would know the answer right away.
Yeah, that might make it a little bit difficult, I would say.
Yeah. Oh well. Bums.
Okay.
Let's gonna see who all was watching.
Alright, this is the big bit of news here. The potential for a Guild Wars 2 expansion. Have you read this article? I'm going to link it here in the description.
I looked over. I didn't
rather.
read the whole thing, but I did look it over. Especially the first part where they talked about why they actually thought there was going to be one, which is interesting. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat, and basically there seems to be a very big chance that we'll be getting an expansion in 2015. It says, so there's not going to be a expansion, Guild Wars 2 expansion there's going to be an expansion in 2015. How do I know? I read it on the internet. Okay, you need a little more than that to go on. What if I told you in a Morpheus voice? The place I read it on wasn't from a random forum, but on the investment brief for NCSoft from a Korean securities firm. So when I was looking through the most recent brief, and I saw this at the end. However, NCSoft is scheduled to launch an expansion pack for Guild Wars 2 in the US and Europe in 2015. Doesn't get much more clear-cut than that. I mean...
Yeah.
So, this was from KDB Daewoo, who found it. But... it's 2015. And then, the whole article goes on to explain why they think there should be an expansion. Is 2015 a realistic time frame? The case for an expansion? What do you think, first of all?
I think that it's realistic.
Okay.
But I don't necessarily know if I am ready to get my hopes up about it yet. I do think that 2015 would be like 2.5 years since it released. It was 3.5. Well, depending on when it was in 2015, I guess.
True.
No, I'm sorry, 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. Which is, it's kind of like in MMO terms, it's a decent amount of time before releasing an expansion. However, we have had a lot of stuff released throughout the entirety of the game, so that kind of makes up for it. It hasn't been an expansion level, obviously, but it's been more than other games released by leaps and bounds. So I think they do need to put out an expansion eventually. They need to put in new classes, new races, things like that, things that are expansion level.
Okay.
And they need to add a bunch of new zones, not just one, but like an expansion's worth of zones. So like all of the Maguma area, or all of the desert, or all of the Northland. It's just something. I think that would do a lot for the game as it is right now. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see an expansion. I'm hesitant to get my hopes up about it because there's all kinds of stuff that gets said on gaming websites that doesn't come to anything, you know? So.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do agree with your point about how they do need to, they need to release expansion-worthy content. You know, what I consider and what you seem to consider to be expansion-worthy content.
Yeah.
Which would be, obviously, new races, massive new zones, although we may be getting new zones with this whole, you know, Mordremoth awakening going probably to the Maguma Wastes situation. Yeah. But I'm just going to skim through the article, because I read it when it first was found out, and I kind of forgot most of it.
Right.
But I do agree with you that I mean, it's hard for me because I use Guild Wars 1 as an example, and I hold Arena 2 that as an example. And, you know, they were releasing expansions every 6 months. For the first 2 expansions, anyway.
And they were big. I mean...
No, they were full games. They were standalone games.
Right. And I feel like... I don't think we need them quite that big, but... I mean, those games added a lot of content. They added 2 classes each.
Yep.
They added a whole new storyline that was really long in both cases. A ton of lore stuff, a bunch of new items, a bunch of everything that the game had, it got added to in those expansions. And I think because we've been having these regular updates, the expansion doesn't need to be quite as big, but it does need to add something that's not just story. It needs to add a bunch of stuff for us to do. So I think like new classes or multi-classing would add so much to the game right now if they did it right, because it gives you new stuff to do that you haven't been able to do yet.
I agree, but I don't. I mean, I do agree with what you're saying, but I don't think you could do multi-classing. I just don't think it would work with the way the game is designed, with the weapons tied to the professions kind of a thing. I don't know how multi-classing would work with that. But again, that's designed so that implementing new weapons should be, I'm going to use a breeze, you know, relatively.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would be the easiest way to go about doing that. So
I worked out like this big long thing about how to get multi-classing to work, but it would take forever to talk about. But yeah, I agree. The weapons thing is a big problem, and some of the utility skills would be a problem. But I don't know. I want to see that. I want to see multi-classing so bad because I feel like it would offer up a lot of really cool new combinations. I just don't know if it's, like you said, I don't know if it's realistic at this point. But
yeah, and I
can dream.
That's true, and I wish I could. I wish I could, you know, be like, oh, this is definitely what a new class and a profession would be, because I would love to see one more, at least just one, even it out, make it 3, 3, and 3 for light, medium, heavy armor. But as I've often mentioned here on the show, I don't know what you could do, because ArenaNet's whole point was to try to hit all of the character archetypes in fantasy, you know, all across the board, and they pretty much have done that. So I don't know what could fit in a heavy armor slot that wouldn't be really stretching it, that wouldn't be similar to what you currently have.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I mean, they have covered a pretty broad spectrum of things. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've thought about it. We've had conversations where, like, all right, let's come up with a new class. Nothing. So yeah, it definitely wouldn't be easy, but
I mean, I feel like coming up with different kinds of like mage elementalist class is easy. You know, like,
yeah,
oh, I mean, we have a necromancer, and we have an illusionist, and we have a, like a, what's the word I'm looking for? But whatever the elementalist is, goddamn, what's the D&D word for blasting magic? I don't remember.
thaumaturgy? No.
No, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But, like, I'm sure we could have, like, a divination-based class, if you could make that interesting, or a chronomancy class, where they focus on controlling time. But those are all mages, and it's just a different type of magic. And could you build an entire class around that and make them seem genuinely different from, like, an elementalist? I don't know if you could.
Yeah. It'd be kind of cool if they could take some of the Scarlet stuff and kind of work that into a new race or a new class. Like, there's all kinds of stuff that they could do with that, but I don't know how realistic that is. Like, we're introducing the Watch Knight race or something. I don't know. Maybe that wouldn't be cool.
Well, I
Come
mean,
to think of it, but
I mean, races are easy. I say that like it's like I know, but I mean, relatively for balance purposes, I should say.
yes.
Because, and Tully mentioned in here, that was the big problem with Guild Wars 1. Balancing it was a nightmare. Because anybody could be anything, basically. I could be an elementalist, but only use warrior skills. You know what I mean? And that would be kind of how I worked. So it's kind of hard to balance, when you have 12 different professions, and there are 10 different professions, and you can mix and match any number of them. You have 5,000 or 3,000 skills to choose from. You can make things pretty nuts. So adding a race, racial skills aren't allowed in PvP, and they're allowed in WW and PvE, but they're usually not that powerful. And you do have to build the zone and design the animations and see what the armor is going to look like, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if they add a new one, it won't just be reskinned 3 times like Human, Sylvari, and Norn, or Char and Asura, and a lot of the times seem to have male and female have the same armor, and
sorry, just to kind of tangent off for just a minute. I hope that in this feature patch, they add different armor for Char females and Asura females, because they really need it, and it's silly that they all use the same stuff.
That would be ridiculous. I mean, that could be. It's a pretty big feature.
Yeah.
Going to take a lot of resources to redesign. You mean all the existing armor or new armor going forward?
All the existing stuff.
Wow.
I know, but that's what I want.
I think you'd probably be more likely to say, like, it's changing going forward. Maybe the female Char and the female Asura kind of step out and they're like, no, we don't want to wear no men's clothes. And now they have their own clothes design.
We don't want to wear no men's clothes.
Yeah.
That's probably what they sound like. Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
I think just about everyone at this point would be happy to see an expansion, but obviously there's, everyone wants to see kind of different stuff come out of it. So, I don't know.
I think
I'll be excited if it is true, though.
I agree.
The game does need something to kind of boost it up, but 2015 is also a long way away.
Very true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post another thing. This is just this thing that kind of shocked me, and I haven't actually paid attention to that tab in the gem store in a while. But apparently, it says in there like 7 days or less remaining on the version 2 packs of the mini pets.
Really?
Apparently, and that's a link kind of describing it. I just posted it there in the chat. I personally haven't seen it, but means that there might be some new mini pack version 3, which we'll actually talk about in a second here. But what do you think? It seemed like the first mini pack set was out for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was out for a really long time. Getting rid of this one already seems pretty premature, but I love the mini packs, so I'll definitely spend money if they come out with a third one, as much as I hate to say that. Because I still haven't collected all of the first or second. And I probably never will at this point now, but that was really fast. They didn't come out that long ago.
No, and actually, this kind of just links 5 more days, apparently. So this
Wow.
sort of links into a certain time that we have on this show. So yeah, I can't wear it with my headphones on. It doesn't work. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. There it is. Alright. I really need a sound effect for data mining time.
Yes.
So we're gonna come back here now. You can hear me, right? Doesn't sound distorted.
I can hear you great.
Alright, so this is actually from, last Tuesday, which we didn't really cover because there wasn't a whole lot. That's not, yeah, there we go. Slowly, there it is. But obviously there was a thing about how World XP becoming account bound, but that has been in the patch, in the data mine patch notes for a while. But here's some of the things linked. It says Series 3 miniatures now available, and it has some of them listed, and I'm going to link some of them in the chat here because people are going to freak out. Mini Panda, Mini Llama, Coyote, Orion Drake, Arctic Crab, Steam Ogre, and Corrupted Troll.
Nice.
So I'm going to paste this because this is a picture of the Mini Panda and the Mini Llama side by side that was mined out of the code. So obviously it said Mini Panda, so it launched people into a frenzy, and they're like, oh my god, can't it confirm there's pandas? Because,
that llama is freaking awesome.
Yeah. I'm pretty Coyote, Arctic Crab, interesting choices. So
yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of other things in there that we didn't already know about, like the tormented weapons and the stuff to do with the the Scarlet skins that just hit the gem store on Tuesday. But there was this that I'm gonna link, and it's the glowing crimson mask. So here is the image for that. So it basically looks like the typical Mesmer masks that we've been getting in game, but it's like all glowy looking.
That looks really cool on that Sylvari face, actually.
Yeah, so
that would make a kick-ass necromancer, don't you think?
Oh yeah, it's better than doing what most people do and reskinning the necromancer starting faces that you get, like the starting masks that you get.
That's awesome. I like it.
I look like a Keymaster says. I look like a Goomba from the Mario Brothers
See,
film.
I think you look like those things from Mega Man.
Yep. Or I gotta just get down, and then it's like
you just gotta get up and shoot a pellet.
Shoot a lemon. I got lemons. Shooting lemons.
Yes, shoot lemons.
I do have a harmonica up here, so I could be Toad from the Super Mario Brothers movie and kind of just dance in the elevator.
You don't want to do that.
Oh god, the movie. That movie.
Yes. I just saw you pop up on the bottom of the screen. It's like those Monty Mole things from the Super Mario Brothers 3
Oh man.
fortresses. You have to throw a wrench.
Yep.
Alright, anyway.
So that was pretty much it for the data mine stuff. There was one other thing that was put into the Atlas that was kind of a big deal that got pulled out, and I think this should, okay, I just threw it up on the screen here. You guys will catch up in Twitch in a second, or Bromms mainly. But it's this monument here, and it says, from all across Tyria, heroes came to save the besieged city of Lion's Arch. Some paid the ultimate price, as this monument attests. And as you know, we do like to translate New Crichton and have a whole section of that on our website. So from looking at this, it's kind of hard to see in the image, but it looks like we may be able to have scores of more New Crichton to read through and translate. And see, about characters that lost their lives. Maybe this will talk about if there's any NPCs that we really like in Lion's Arch, whether or not they escaped. Some of we know some have, like the by Ogden's Hammer guy. He survived. But perhaps if other people did not, we'll know about it here. Or if there was other NPCs. So, it'll be interesting. What are you laughing at?
I was laughing at Alicardolina. It says Marjorie's name isn't on there.
That's true. Which is awesome. But
I thought she was gonna die, man.
We had the conversation live on the show. We thought she was gonna die.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
something else I wanted to mention real quick. We talked about Let's Lore not that long ago. There'll be a new one coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So more adventures in post-searing. Be aware that there was a roster adjustment there, so there will be a new face as one of the 4 people that are
Voice,
traveling.
technically.
Voice and NPC.
Oh, yeah.
Or PC, I should say. Character that's running around with us. So just be on the lookout for that. It'll come up tomorrow, sometime between probably 8 a.m. and noon.
It won't be in June.
It's true. It won't be in June.
Yes.
And you had something that you put in there as well. Some news you dropped in there.
I did. Before that, though, all right. So I wanted to give away this cheetah chart backpack skin that I talked about just a little bit ago. So, okay, if you can type out as best you can what the name that Lag suggested for the Let's Lore that made us crack up for like 5 minutes. It wasn't you. It was someone from the chat. Someone from the chat recommended a name, and when you read it out, I remember dying.
Oh my god, you and Naveen laughed for like an hour.
Yeah, it was one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. So if you can remember what that name is and put it in the chat, you will win the cheetah chart backpack skin if you're the first one. Moving on, though, this is more of just kind of an announcement. It's less. I think pretty much everyone at this point has probably heard, but just in case you haven't. There's an announcement on the forum about the Alliance supplies and the found items that we've been getting throughout these last two patches. This one says, as of March 18th, which is next week's patch, Alliance supplies will stop dropping, and you'll not be able to receive any new found belongings or found heirlooms. Related to this, you will no longer be able to turn in found belongings and found heirlooms for items. So if you have any of those, make sure that you get rid of them before the 18th and hand them in for stuff you want, because you won't be able to after next Tuesday. So, yeah. I got to remember to do that because I'm going to forget.
Yeah, I really need to update that because I want to just get a bunch of tomes of knowledge so that I can raise my alts, like just power through 20 levels of alts.
That was seriously going to be my plan for the last well, basically since I found out that those were in there. I was going to spend a bunch of time just farming stuff to get those tomes of knowledge so that I could level up a bunch of characters, and then freaking real life stuff got in the way, and it's like, you can't play Guild Wars, you gotta do stuff that's not that. So, oh well.
Alright, well, it doesn't look like anybody figured it
out. Nobody remembers that name. Oh my gosh. I'm going to remember that when I'm like 80, and I'm still going to laugh about it because it was the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's okay. Someone will find it. I think
that was pretty much all the content that we wanted to talk about, correct? Through the list.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, as far as in-game news, there really wasn't a whole lot because we're kind of in a down cycle right now with all the living story stuff coming to an end.
Yeah, so that pretty much puts us at just giveaway time, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
It does.
Alright, so what do you want to give away next?
Let's give away... We have like a ton of backpacks and Flame and Frost dies.
I'm still gonna let you pick.
Do you want to do the... Okay. Well, I tell you what, we have another Cheetah Char backpack skin. So let's give that away.
Okay. Alright. Here we go. D20. Because I can't get... I downloaded the Twitch app that Naveen had suggested, and I tried clicking and resetting my whole Chrome, and it just didn't want to show up on Twitch at all.
It don't work.
So that's exciting. Maybe if I sign out of Twitch and sign back in, but I'm not going to do that midstream. It kind of doesn't make...
That is a giant D20, dude.
It's foam. This is because my wife, whenever we play D&D or things like that, she usually takes the stacking Like, where she'll get bored. This is why she doesn't play with us anymore. I didn't even roll it yet, guys.
That's okay.
It takes to stacking the dice, right?
Yeah.
And then when she gets really bored, then she starts taking the figures off the board and throwing them. And then if she's drinking, then she just starts throwing dice and pieces at people. So I had to buy foam dice for people's protection.
Gotta get foam miniatures too.
That's next on the list. All right, now I'm gonna roll it. Now your answers will actually count. Okay, rolled.
You done been rolled dice. Or die, I guess technically.
I'm really upset that I can't get the Twitch app to work. Makes me sad.
I don't think it likes you.
I'm actually watching the stream to catch up with what's going on to see when I just rolled it now. Yeah. So now incoming rolls our numbers will actually count.
This is what it's like when you look back in time.
Okay, waiting. Oh, numbers are coming in.
That's not a number.
Alacardelina, 14. Boom.
All right.
She guessed it last time before I rolled when people were trying to cheat, and after, and she still got it.
They weren't cheating. Nobody would cheat. Oh wait, it wasn't cheetah Trump bags kids and then cheetahs.
The puns. I dream about these puns.
You know you can't get away from them.
That's why they're in my dreams.
You're stuck with them now, my friend.
I know.
65. It's a little high.
All right.
Alucardalina.
I'm really upset about this Twitch app not working. It should be there. I don't understand why it's not there. Ugh. All right. Next. What's next?
You probably have to like restart your computer first.
You know, you go and it says added to Twitch.
Yeah.
All right. Next thing.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of answers that aren't like stupid, ridiculously hard. Because otherwise, people aren't gonna get them.
True. I have this die. We can always roll it.
That's true.
I did close my browser, Naveen, and I reopened it, and it didn't matter.
Christina says that I need to have a pun off with her husband. She's very curious to see who would win. I think we know who would win. I'm just saying.
All right.
But one day. Hold on, wait. I don't have like a gauntlet. I have a sock.
What are you feeling? Oh God.
Challenge accepted.
Did you just throw down?
I threw down the gauntlet / sock. I also apparently dropped the mic. I don't know.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Naveen, I did all of the things.
He's a pun master. Psh.
All right, Bromms. Next one before we start losing people because we're trying to figure stuff out.
Right. We have a Quaggan Killer Whale backpack to give away.
Okay.
And then we got to do the.
I'm sorry. What was that?
The nah. I don't want to spoil it.
They kind of already know. I kind of announced it.
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh wait.
Right, well,
I think I figured it out.
Okay.
I finally got this thing opened. I think.
Sweet.
All right. So now I just got to figure out.
Quaggan Killer Whale backpack skin is all for you. Somebody in the chat.
Before each die roll. I'm trying to learn how to use the new Twitch app live on the show, which is awesome.
What could possibly go wrong?
Update number of viewers. Okay, now how does this work? For each die roll, click on Update Viewers and give Twitch a few seconds. When doing multiple giveaways, it's a good idea from time to time. I don't know how this works. We're just gonna roll it, see what happens. What do you guys think?
Sounds good. It's gonna pick like you.
Okay. I rolled. It didn't do anything. I don't know.
No, you gotta. It says give Twitch a minute. You gotta let it catch up.
I clicked roll. I'm so upset with this thing.
It says it'll give you a name.
It gave me a name that as somebody that's not there.
That's genius. Are you sure?
I think.
There's like a bunch of people in our chat right now.
Oh, all right.
I don't know what name it gave you.
Moderators. I'm gonna get rid of Bromms.
No,
you can't win.
What?
All right,
I came up
guys.
with an
I'm gonna
awesome
roll. This thing just lets me pick. We're gonna go with this. How's that sound? Roll again. All right. So what were we giving away?
The Quaggan Killer Whale backpack skin.
That goes to Alejandro from Mexico.
Alejandro from Mexico. Sweet.
So you get the, what was it, the Quaggan?
Yes. Quaggan Killer Whale backpack skin.
Oh, you're keeping track. You're the best. Also, guys, we're going to need your, if we've said that you're a winner, we're going to need, wow, my eyes look really blue in it. Sorry. We're going to need your in-game information so we can send things to you. Because as of right now, we don't know what it is.
Yes. But we will find you.
Yes. From Mexico. I'm not going to try to do it because it's not Naveen.
You could be.
I suppose.
After lots of surgery. And other things.
Did we give away all 3 Flame and Frost eyes already?
There's 2 more.
Okay. Here we go. That's just going away right now. Flame and Frost eye goes to Naveen.
Awesome.
Naveen gets a die. Okay, good, Alec Carolina. I won't know. I won't know what Alec Carolina's in-game name is, so I'll have to get that from her.
I don't think she plays Guild Wars 2.
That's true. Alright. Rolling again for the last Flame and Frost die, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's Gaffonium? Gaffonium. You are not commenting, but you are watching us, so...
Alright. Sweet.
Random viewer.
Gaffonium. Yes, if you can tell us who you are.
Yeah, we will need your in-game name. If you want to send it to us, hosts@chroniclesoteria.com, just send us your in-game name so we can get you that stuff.
Yes.
Alright, is this the last thing?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the big one.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the big 500 subscriber giveaway. I have a code that I received from a developer at ArenaNet for a mini Mr. Sparkles mini pet. Now this you may know was given away at conventions and then later was given away as a gift if you spent 4,000 gems around Christmas time last year. If you did not do that and you would still like one of these mini pets, well, this is your chance. We have one code to give one away.
It's true.
So, I guess we'll stick with the Twitch app, right?
Yeah, let's stick with Twitch.
Okay.
Because otherwise, I don't know how we're going to do it.
I don't know.
Oh, it's magic.
Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. I wish I had a drum roll. I need to get a soundboard for the podcast. Thank you.
I can't even do it in tempo. That's pathetic.
Ransidious. I saw you
Nice.
comment in there. You are the winner of the mini Mr. Sparkles.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh, I think, I can just do this. I can just message him right now.
Sweet.
Well, that works out. Oh. It's via Twitch. That's harder to track. Rans, good job. So congrats,
Yes.
Ransidious. You will be receiving a code that you'll be able to enter that'll allow you to get a mini Mr. Sparkles.
Nice.
So,
That's awesome.
Please get us your in-game information so I can get that mail that over to you.
Yes.
I believe I can comment and send you guys stuff via Twitch, but I don't know how well that works. I've really played around with that, so...
Yeah, I say let's stick with in-game stuff. It's easier for everybody.
So, again, if you guys have one, send us your in-game information at hosts host@chroniclesoftyria.com, and we'll get that to you as soon as we get your information.
It's HOSTS, isn't it?
Did I not say that?
Yeah,
HOSTS.
yes, there you go.
HOSTS.
Everybody's going to be like emailing host at. No.
Yeah. We should probably just make that an email too and redirect it to hosts.
Yeah.
HOSTS. Link it in
Host
the chat.
at chroniclesoftyria.com. Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks everyone for watching us for such a long time, for subscribing to us. Hitting 500 is actually a really big thing. We've been talking about it for a long time, so.
Yeah, I just remember doing
the
100 blooper video. Seems like that was forever ago.
It's been a while. It's awesome too, because like we've still got 28 people watching us right now. Like we have a really consistent viewer list, which is, I don't know. It always makes me feel good to know that people enjoy watching our stuff, at least enough to like spend an hour on Thursday night just to come out and like listen to us talk and say stuff that sometimes doesn't make sense. So, yeah, thanks everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. The answer to the Let's Lore question that no one got. The correct answer was CoT. CoT was the answer. It's giving me a laugh again. CoT. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't go with that because I would laugh every single time we said it when we started the show. But anyway.
Yeah. So do we want to still give that away since we didn't give that away? Or vote for it? Or do they just not get it because nobody got it?
I think it's up to you. What do you want to do?
No, you know what? Let's keep it. Nobody got it. We'll hang on to it for the next time.
We will have more giveaways though.
500 subscribers, guys. When we hit 1,000, we'll do another one of these.
Yeah.
Or when we hit 100 episodes. We haven't really figured that out yet.
Probably when we hit 100 episodes. That'll be, yeah. But you know, it was CoT because it was Chronicles of Old Tyria. Yeah, Chronicles of Old Tyria.
All right, guys.
It was the way you said it. You're like Chronicles of Old Tyria. CoT. Oh God. All right. Anyway, sorry. I could go on.
Are you all right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for the 87th episode of Chronicles of Tyria podcast, the 500 subscriber, very special episode, I'm lagywn.
And I'm Bromms.
And we will see you next time.
See you.
Yeah, I have the music for this one.
That's so CoT. God, I never want to hear that word again. Oh.
What's wrong with CoT?
It's so bad. It sounds ridiculous.
I know why you're laughing. It makes me laugh, because I know.
No, you don't know.
I don't know?
No, you do. How did we go? We gained like 4 people watching us in the last 5 minutes.
Makes me wonder if we should delay till 9:30, because people come in at like 10 o'clock.
Or someone's like, wait, go.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So we gotta do egg touch for Christina.
Yeah. 4 or 5 people jump in the last like 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah. I don't know. LOD. Psh, cats are silly things.
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Daylight savings time doesn't happen everywhere in the world.
Yes, you're right.
That's it. It's an hour earlier than people are expecting it to be.
Oops. Well, yeah.
That's why we do say Eastern Daylight Time. Not standard.
Yeah. I don't think... Well, I mean, like, Tully was here, so... Some people got the message.
Well...
I hate...
You know what? We're still live, FYI.
Yeah.
What are you doing next Saturday?
What am I doing next Saturday?
Yeah. The 22nd.
I think that's the start of my spring break.
Well, what do you say to another Saturday morning show?
I say let's do it.
All right, folks, you heard it here first. What did you do, 10 a.m. last time?
Yeah.
You heard it here first. March 22nd at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Remember that. We're in daylight savings time here in the U.S. We will be doing the show. So the show that would normally be on the 20th, which is unfortunate because that would be covering the new patch. Maybe we'll put out a little something. We are going to push it to Saturday the 22nd at 10 a.m. So we will see you guys on Saturday. How's that sound?
Sweet.
We had some of the highest viewership we've ever had on that Saturday. So, tell all your friends and neighbors, shout it from the rooftops, tell your dog, your cat.
Isn't that the Shout It from the Rooftops song?
Oh, I think so.
I am ashamed for actually.
And what'll be really great is I'll be done with this damn 3-week cleanse and I can have coffee again. I'll be so excited.
What do you mean we'll be wearing onesies, Joel? I'm always wearing a onesie.
Yeah, you only see this much up. You don't know. Well, you saw me walk over there, so that doesn't work for me. But for Bromms,
it's like my favorite thing ever. Yep.
So
I wear it to school.
Thanks for sticking around, guys. We're not doing an after show. We're just talking logistics.
We're just doing show after show, but not that. Bromms only wears his shirt and only his. I can't promise anything. Sorry.
Christina was asking about how my cleanse is going, that I'm doing 16 pounds in 16 days. Feeling good.
Whoa.
Yeah,
it's
pretty nuts.
Yeah.
So, alright guys, thanks for hanging around and listening to us ramble for the whole show, plus this little bit afterwards. Yeah, so like I said, we're still trying to figure out what we're doing here about hosting, and possibly going to be tweaking around some of the formatting on the websites to just, clear things up a little bit, update things that are super old. But be on the lookout, because good things are coming. Comics still going every Wednesday. Make sure you please send us submissions for characters.
Yes.
We've gotten an overwhelming amount for a certain race, believe it or not, over some of the other ones, and not the ones you'd probably think. So we don't want to have to either try to open this back up, create the character ourselves, and gyp somebody out of that chance, or pick a winner by default because they're the only one who won. We want to have everybody have a fair chance. So, yeah. Wow, I'm sorry, I'm just distracted. The other part of it is I haven't had caffeine in 16 days.
Ugh,
I also haven't had any meat in like 14 days. Yeah.
Dude.
Oh man, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot of things that I like to eat that I did not know I like to eat.
Oh, yeah, but
like lentils. Man. Didn't know I like lentils, but now
I can't
love lentils.
I've tried to quit caffeine a couple times. This is probably not interesting to anyone. I'm very sorry, everybody.
Whatever. It's after show.
I've tried to quit caffeine like so many times, and I can do it for a couple days, but I like how things taste that have caffeine in them. Like, it's not the caffeine. If like lemonade or well, I don't think lemonade has caffeine in it, but like if Coke and Mountain Dew didn't have caffeine in them, I would still drink them. They just do. And I like how they taste, so.
Look at Son. What a superstar she is. That's our 500 subscribers.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So, we'll link that in the description. So, alright,
guys. You're looking pretty buff right there.
Alright, look at me lifting that 5. Like nobody's business.
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
You're like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
But, not really.
Fred 5 Stone.
Nice sauce. Nice sauce.
Sauce. That's like awesome sauce and son mixed together. Sauce.
Yeah. Or
sounds
it's like
French.
Seance, isn't that what they're called? Seance?
But that's got an E and an accent.
Yeah, but not if you pronounce it the right way.
Maybe it's Cajun.
Seriously.
Songs.
Salts.
Give us some of that songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. So thanks, guys, for hanging out.
Yes.
Sorry you had to put up with that. But yeah, I like that she also has Browns being all lazy in the corner.
It's so atypical. I'm usually the most active person ever, and no, I've been so freaking. Anyway.
Yeah. So I have to go right. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna promote it here because I haven't written it yet. But there's gonna be an article going up on the Chronicles of Tyria main page between tonight and tomorrow about the Festival. If you're a European player, specifically French and German, I believe. The Festival is a Guild Wars 2 fan event that happens over there, and it's coming up. I think it's the 21st is when the event's actually happening. And a bunch of us, Guild Wars 2 Hub, Relics of Ore, Dragon Season, Chronicles of Tyria, we're all putting up articles kind of just to inform you what the Festival is, what you can expect, where to find more information, that kind of stuff. So I will be releasing the article, like I said, between tonight and tomorrow, so be sure to go check that out. And if you're over there, head on over. And last time they had developers there, and they were doing interviews with the devs from the European team and stuff, so check it out. Alright, guys, so that was fun.
Yes, it was.
So, well, for really, though, see you guys next time, I think. I got the music playing again.
Oh, dude.
I figure why not, right?
Sure. You don't need no stinking rules, man.
My show. Make our own rules.
That's right. We whip up our own special brand of sauce. You know what I mean?
Our own special brand of sauce.
For salt. Give me some of that salt. I ain't gonna want to put it on my...